You are listening to the Fantasy Football Friends Forever podcast. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe button, and make sure to turn on the notifications. Fantasy Football Friends Forever. Welcome back, Fantasy Football Friends Forever. Once again, Mad Max here alongside Pistol Pete. We are breaking down the AFC East today for you guys. Bills, Patriots, Dolphins, Jets, in that order for you. Coaching changes, free agency signings, losses, draft picks, and what that means for you guys. So leading off, we will talk about the Bills. Probably the best team, I think, in the division. No major coaching changes for that team. And honestly, no major moves in free agency. They didn't really lose anybody big, gain anybody big.
Oh, they gained someone big.
Okay, yeah, they did. Sorry. Stephon Diggs. Yeah. Stephon Diggs, disrespectful of me. They got him through trade, so that's. Yeah. I was looking at their signings and then their releases. But yeah, they signed Stephon Diggs. That's the big addition of their offseason. And then as far as the draft goes, they did get AJ Epinesa, D-end out of Iowa, 6'5", 277, big dude.
He's talented.
Graded out 84.3 by Pro Football Focus. They got him in the 22nd pick in the second round. He's a powerful player, good with his hands is what I've got noted. He just sheds defenders. He's just powerful.
Did you see that video of him that went viral? He was jumping out of the pool. He jumped out of a 5-foot or 6-foot pool, standing in it.
That's gross. I saw an offensive lineman do that too.
That was nuts.
But yeah, he's not terribly fast or explode. He's got core strength, and that's kind of what the pool thing shows. But he's not terribly fast. He doesn't really have a good burst off the line. But man, he is strong.
Yeah, he's just a play. I like him and Ed Oliver. It's gonna be nasty.
Yeah, and then they picked up Zach Moss, third round, pick 22, 5'10", 222. So big boy, runs between the tackles.
Hate that pick. We'll get to it later. Why?
Some things I got noted about him. He is a good player. I do like Zach Moss out of Utah. He cuts on a dime. He's tough to tackle. Reminds me some of Marshawn Lynch. That's kind of what I see. He's just a tough, workhorse-sized guy. He's not overly fast is the problem. Mm-hmm. And so he's kind of they lost Frank Gore. So, he was a loss, but I didn't really consider that a major loss as far as free agency. But I look at it as Frank Gore's replacement.
That's why I hate it.
Yeah, that will cut into the fantasy implications of all this. That's I thought Singletary could have had a breakout year.
I do too. I love Singletary. The guy reminds me of, honestly, Alvin Kamara almost, with the ball in his hands. The guy's explosive. Every time he touches the ball, good things happen.
6 yards. You're getting 6 yards.
Book it. 6 yards. Great route runner. Catches the ball great too. Yeah. And now that pick just kind of put a damper on things. I'm just
yeah, tempers the expectations for Singletary. Singletary is going late second, early third in 12-team PPR leagues. What do you think about that?
It's tough. I do love the guy. Early third, I would consider it, honestly.
Yeah.
Because I think he's going to get more touches than last year. I think
he could see the same amount of touches as he got at the end of the year. Yeah, and he was performing like an RB2. So I don't think it's a bad pick early third. I don't think it's he doesn't really have first round upside. So to me, you're drafting him at what he's going to produce. So to me, I don't love the pick because I like getting guys that I draft and I think can pay off more than what I'm drafting them for. Yeah. If that makes sense.
No, it makes sense.
So in the second, third round, I'm trying to draft a guy that maybe can be at first, that could potentially be first round. Christian McCaffrey 2 years ago, second round pick. I thought he had the potential to be that first round talent.
So you just think because they drafted this rookie, he's just capped, his ceiling?
I think his ceiling's capped, yeah. I don't think he'll ever be a first round talent. If I got him in the fourth, that's kind of late third, early fourth is where I would want to draft Singletary. I don't think I can pull the trigger late second, early third.
It just sucks because the guy has first round talent. Like the guy could be a first
He
round.
could, yeah.
Like,
If they didn't draft Zach Moss, like I think in the third round, like you're pretty much saying we want Zach Moss to take over the red zone duties.
Yeah.
Because he's a red zone back. Like that guy scores touchdowns. He's tough to tackle, and he's going flyer range. I still don't love Moss either. Josh Allen, 6th round.
Josh Allen was doing work with his legs. Like the guy, that's his upside with his legs is just he's going to get you 5 to 8 rushing touchdowns a year, I think.
Yeah, so if you're getting in a 12-team league, 4 points per passing touchdown, yeah, I kind of like 6th round, maybe. I don't know, dude. Tannehill's looking nice late. Like I don't know if I can take Josh Allen in the 6th. There's a lot of good players still.
Yeah, I'm not taking him that high either.
But he does have upside. Like he's a guy that could pay off.
No,
so I would not crucify someone for taking Josh Allen in the 6th round because he does have 3rd round ceiling.
I love his boy.
Yeah, you like Stephon Diggs?
I do. In that offense, I love
late
Stephon
3rd,
Diggs.
early 4th.
I love Stephon Diggs. I always thought Stephon Diggs was he just wasn't Kirk Cousins' boy. Like he wasn't conducive to Kirk Cousins' strength. Josh Allen loves slinging that ball. And him and John Brown, like opposite, and Cole Beasley, like I love that trio.
You got speed all over for wide receivers.
Like, he can give Stephon Diggs the ball.
I'm going to be honest, like when I sat down before we did this podcast and I was looking it over, I was not sold on Diggs like at that price, but you kind of talked me into Diggs, honestly, because John Brown was nice last year.
He was nice.
John Brown's like
flyer, like
not amazing. He's a good player, but Diggs is probably one of the top. He's probably top 10 in route running in the league.
I love Stephon
That
Diggs.
gets
I love
open.
the guy's talent. He does get open. Where's he going? 4th round?
For Diggs,
Yeah.
late 3rd, early 4th in a 12-team league. That's wide receiver 2.
I'm taking him.
I wouldn't mind him as wide receiver 2. I get if I could get him late 4th, maybe. I always want to squeeze a little. Like we'll see.
We'll see. I just think he's gonna have a big year. I like him.
What about Dawson Knox? You like Dawson Knox at
No.
all? No, no Dawson Knox for me. Patriots next.
Oh man, let's hear this one.
No offseason moves for them either. They didn't lose anybody. No major coaching changes. Obviously, they lost Tom Brady, 42 years old. Can't blame them. Kyle Van Noy, Jamie Collins, other big losses, 30 years old for both of them. So they kind of shed some age, but obviously the elephant in the room is Tom Brady leaving the Patriots. You got any thoughts on it?
Oh, I had a few thoughts on this last year too. Now I get to see is it Brady or Belichick, and I can't wait. Like I want to see how Belichick does without Tom Brady.
I think it's interesting, yeah.
I think it's really interesting.
And their offseason really shows what they believe in Jarrett Stidham. We'll get there. We'll get there about Jarrett Stidham. They re-signed some additions they made. Well, they re-signed them. Not additions, but Devin McCourty, captain of the defense, Joe Thurney, guard. Both of them rated about an 80 by Pro Football Focus. Good players. And then they got Adrian Phillips, safety from the Chargers, graded out an 87.5. So it's kind of a move that kind of went under the radar. I didn't even know that until I was kind of looking into it. So defense is looking good. They've got a pretty solid offensive line as usual, the Patriots do. As far as the draft goes, their early picks, they just really address the defensive side of the football. So nothing I'm really going to talk about because we care about fantasy football.
Yeah.
All right. And so in the 3rd round, they took 2 tight ends. Devin, a CSC. He is a CSC.
This tight end class is just weak.
So tight end out of UCLA is 6'3", 279.
Big guy.
Guy is huge. Soft hands, works the middle of the field. He's got good speed, rated a 79 by Pro Football Focus. I actually kind of like him.
I honestly, I'm not even going to lie, I don't know much about him. I didn't watch a lot of UCLA games at all, but I don't think it's going to be Gronk and Aaron Hernandez, I'll tell you that.
No, he's no Gronk, but he could be solid, and I think he's going to end up being like that tight end 1 for them. And then they drafted another guy, Dalton Keene, tight end out of Virginia Tech, 6'4", 251. They've got him rated more of like a receiving tight end. He got a grade of 62.5 by Pro Football Focus. He's got a leaner build, not incredibly fast, a.k.a. don't like him.
Well, they just got next to nothing out of the tight end position last year.
Yeah.
So if they get anything,
I think Devin Asiasi is the guy to keep an eye on.
yeah, I mean, he could become Stidham's best friend. Who knows? Safety valve.
It's like their receiving options aren't amazing.
No.
But I would definitely got to keep an eye on because of the Patriots traditionally use their tight end pretty frequently. So, on to what all of this means to you guys. Jarrett Stidham, James White, Sony Michel. We'll start there. Let's talk Jarrett Stidham a little bit.
Yeah, let's talk Jarrett Stidham.
What are your thoughts? Do you want me to start?
Go ahead.
I'll start.
Shock the world here.
All right. I'm a believer in Jarrett Stidham. All right, and I will die on this hill. All right,
Okay.
because this guy is solid. I watched him in preseason last year. He stands like a tall statue in that pocket, and he delivers a quick, accurate ball on time, just on the money. The guy just does what Bill Belichick wants him to do, and that is why they have not gone out and signed somebody else, because Jarrett Stidham is the answer. Pete, what do you think?
I can disagree more. I just remember, you know what I remember about Jarrett Stidham at Auburn? Nothing. Nothing.
Well, do you want to know his background? He started at Baylor. He was one of the top recruits out of Texas. Won a state title in Texas, which I don't know. I don't know if you know anything about winning a state title in Texas, but winning a state title in high school in Texas is like winning the national championship. So he did that in high school, was a top recruit, went to Baylor, transferred. No, he was a stud. He balled out, and guess what? Their coach got fired for sexual scandal.
Oh, bro.
And so he literally stopped going to school. He went to a community college. Coached he coached some youth league team. This is a true story, all right? Coached a youth league team. I love Jarrett Stidham.
Oh, God.
So he coached a youth league team and then transferred to Auburn, where he was just never really utilized. They never utilized his skill set. I just think it was a bad scheme fit.
Yeah, they like to run gimmicky option-like plays.
Long story short, I like Jarrett Stidham. I'm not saying he's fantasy relevant. I'm not saying draft him in fantasy football. What I'm saying is I think, A, the Patriots are going to win some football games that people don't expect. B, I think they can produce some fantasy relevant weapons, if that makes sense. But I don't want Jarrett Stidham like in fantasy football.
I don't want anyone.
I think he's just going to move the chains, man.
I don't want Sony Michel. I probably don't even want James White.
I'd probably 6th round draft tag for both of them. Probably not, because that's where they're going.
Oh, no way.
But what about, so do you like Edelman, N'Keal Harry, or Sanu? Edelman's going in the 6th round, N'Keal Harry in the 8th round, and then Sanu's like a flyer.
I didn't see much of N'Keal Harry. Like, he didn't impress me, honestly, when he did play last year. I'm not a N'Keal Harry believer. So
what about Damiere Byrd or Jacoby Myers?
Your boy?
Here's my thoughts on those guys, all right? So, Edelman, I like Edelman. That's who I like with Stidham. Stidham's more of a short passing game. He's got a good arm. He can get the ball downfield. But I think he's going to just execute the offense. I like Edelman. Inevitably, Edelman's getting hurt.
Yep.
Insert Jacoby Myers or Damiere Byrd. Damiere Byrd's nice.
I mean, if you want to take a late round flyer on him,
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. No, but Edelman is getting hurt. Like, you're right about that. Edelman's getting hurt. I don't want any part of him.
I think a wide receiver is emerging, is what I'm saying. Keep an eye out. I don't know which one, but keep an eye out because I believe in Stidham. And that is the end of my soapbox. On to the Dolphins.
Oh, yes.
The Dolphins hired Chan Gailey as offensive coordinator. Don't know if you know much about Chan Gailey. Old offensive coordinator for the Kansas City Chiefs.
He's been in the league a long time.
He retired.
Oh, my gosh.
He's kind of a run-heavy scheme. He was the offensive coordinator of the Jets from 2015 to 2016. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan. I don't like. We'll get to it. We'll get to it. What they signed: Byron Jones, obviously big name. They signed cornerback from the Dallas Cowboys, 76.1 rating by Pro Football Focus. And then they got Kyle Van Noy, scheme fit. Flores.
He's familiar with them.
Yeah, he's familiar with them. So he's a good player. 84.2 rating by Pro Football Focus. And then they really addressed the offensive line, I guess. Ted Karras, center, and Eric Flowers, guard, both mid-60s. So very average offensive lineman, but it's better than what they had.
Oh yeah,
let's be real.
No, it's a lot better. You have to when you draft Tua. Like, you'll get there, but you just have to shore up that offensive line.
And then they added Jordan Howard and Matt Breida.
I love Matt Breida. I think the guy's just a stud. And Jordan Howard is I always think he's 30, but he's still decently young.
Yeah. I don't know how.
I don't either.
He looks old, man. Is he going to be the Frank Gore of the league?
I think he's on his way.
He doesn't have he's not doing a Frank Gore career. Let's be
No.
real. He's not rushing for 1,000 yards year in, year out. But he might end up being that guy that
he just
sticks around, man.
Yeah,
he just runs forward for 3-4 yards for you. And coaches like that for some reason.
They do.
We'll go to the draft real quick. Pick 5 was their big pick. Tua, quarterback out of Bama. 90.3 rating by Pro Football Focus. Accurate passer, left-handed though. Decent mobility. Bad arm strength is what I got. And then the lack of tight throws that he makes. He's just throwing to open
you're
receivers.
Just out on Tua.
Well, he throws a good ball.
I think he throws a pretty good ball.
So, but I don't like that he's left-handed. I don't like how he gets hurt all the time. And I don't like that a lot of his production came from the fact that he had stud wide receivers and they just went berserk for him.
Yeah, he was throwing to wide open players, but I think it showed. I think he's a gamer though. When he went in that freshman year in that national title game at halftime for Jalen Hurts and pulled it out, I think the guy's got grit to him, even though he can't stay healthy. Seems like.
Okay.
But he's a big upgrade. I know Fitzpatrick did well, but I think Tua's got a shot.
I've been very up and down on Tua. When I first saw Tua a couple years ago when they won that national championship, loved Tua. All I wanted was Tua, best quarterback, tank for Tua. But then the injuries just piled up and I've kind of fallen off, but at the same time, you go back and you watch and you just remember it's the first love, man. You're just man, maybe he does have something. I was calling for him to be a bust, but I don't know, man.
I think he's got a shot.
I think he's got a shot too. Dude, it's so hard to know. But I do think he brings some good talent.
I think he does too. I like Tua.
Pick 18, Austin Jackson, offensive tackle out of USC, 74.1. You ever heard of the guy?
I heard he was he's young, isn't he?
Yeah.
A big project.
Yeah, he's not even 20.
Yeah, I heard he was super.
He's got the raw ability, but he's not tough.
That's
and
not good.
He's his hands are soft. The guys just constantly beat him, swim moving him and just knocking the hands down. But the one thing that the scouts just love is his footwork. He's got amazing feet and just can slide, so they just believe they can teach him toughness. I'm a believer that you can't teach toughness.
Yeah, I don't want to hear he's not tough in an offensive line.
Yeah, that's the last thing I want to hear. And then they picked up a guard, Robert Hunt, Louisiana Lafayette. Round 2, pick 39. So in round 2, you would think that I would be able to find some scouting report on him by Pro Football Focus. They had nothing on him. So...
Well, you're not getting anything from me.
Crickets on Robert Hunt in the second round. So that should wrap up what I believe in what the Dolphins did this offseason. Their offensive line is just garbage. And with Tua being an injury-prone quarterback, it's worrisome.
Mm-hmm. It reeks of disaster, maybe.
We'll get to the fantasy side of this. Jordan Howard, Matt Breida. Obviously, you already said you like Breida. 7th round.
I don't know.
Do you like that or no?
Probably not.
No? Not in the 7th?
I don't know. I think there might be better wide receiver options.
There's probably better wide receiver, better running back. I just don't know how good that offense is going to be. And then But the thing is if they get behind, he's going to be their passing down back, and Burrito gets hurt a lot.
Yeah.
So I don't like Howard either.
I hate Howard. I'm not.
You like
him.
What about Devontae Parker?
Where's he going?
6th round.
God, he was just so good last year, and I don't know if that was like just fluky.
Dude, he had the ability. Though.
He's always had it, and it finally came together for him. And I like the guy's talent. Like I think the guy's a player.
I don't know about the offense overall.
I'm just thinking in my head. I'm like, man, if he can do it with Fitz magic, like I would think Tua could give him the ball.
I think it's going to depend on who's like 6 rounds a pretty good price point. I think probably fair.
Yeah, I think it is fair. It's just
I would probably lean a different route though in the 6th round because I don't see a lot of upside in drafting him. That's like in the 6th round. I just feel like there will be other guys in that range that just offer more to me.
No, yeah, I agree
Does that
with
make
that.
sense?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I do think he's going to get a ton of targets though, like in that offense. I mean, there's just nobody around Devontae.
That's interesting.
Like him and their tight end Gesicki or whatever his name is.
Gesicki,
yeah. Like,
are you drafting him?
I mean, late. I mean, he had some all right games.
Man, I'm not in love with the offense. I'm a big guy that like I draft from good offenses. That's my strategy typically is who's going to have a good offense, and I'm going to try to get as much equity in those offenses as I can because I play in like only 3-4 leagues normally. Like if I played in 20 leagues, like I would increase my exposure on people like Devontae Parker with like a hope that maybe they boom like in a bad offense, but the better the offense, the more likely you are to hit on production. Is my take on it.
No, I see that take. It just depends on the position for me.
True.
Like I don't like putting my eggs all in one basket though. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But normally there's like top 10 offense is what I'm looking for. Like I'm not saying only 3 or 4 offenses I'm drafting from. I'm saying like probably top 10. I normally make a list of teams I'm drafting from.
Yeah, I mean you just got to wait till the year, you know, because you're just never drafting Lamar Jackson last year. Then usually, like
I didn't draft any.
You know?
I didn't draft any Ravens.
I'm just saying there's offenses that are on the come up.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, I get what you're saying.
Anyways, on to the Jets, final team. Boring Jets. Don't forget, the friendly finish is coming, so stick around.
Stick around.
Jets, no coaching changes. They lost Robbie Anderson, good outside speed guy. Added Brashad Perriman.
Had a good few last games.
I like Perriman. I think he's talented.
He was a bust. He was a first-round bust for Baltimore for years.
Yeah.
That's what people don't like.
Dude, he's got talent, though.
I mean, he put it together finally. Like the last half of last year when...
I think he's better than Robbie Anderson.
I think he is too, actually.
So I think it's an upgrade. And then they got Brian Poole, cornerback, and then Connor McGovern, a center. Just some tidbits. They were average players, but just some additions they made. And then as far as the draft goes, Becton out of Louisville, offensive tackle, 6'7", 364.
Dude's
You guys
huge.
Raw talent. People love him.
He just takes up space.
Yeah.
He's massive.
The real thing is he hasn't really faced true good pass rushers. And how raw he is, he could just get torched.
We'll see.
We're gonna find out though.
I think Sam Darnold and Le'Veon Bell are welcoming that addition.
No, they've got to be happy about it. And then they drafted Denzel Mims out of Baylor. 6'3", 215, 81.9 rating by Pro Football Focus. Very good player.
They need him because I don't want Brashard Perriman. If he's my number one, I like Perriman, but you're in trouble. If that guy's your number one, I'm sorry.
And Mims has got that elite burst. He makes some amazing catches.
No,
you can just throw it up to him and he's just gonna go get it.
I like that kid. I think he's got a shot to be a stud. Honestly,
he's got average route running, and then his drop rate was stupid. Guess his drop rate. Do you have a guess?
No, I don't.
13% drop rate of his catchable targets that were measured. So any pass his way, 139 catchable targets were thrown his way, and he dropped 18 of them.
You're gonna be hitting the bench in the NFL.
You got so that's concerning to me. No. Good opportunity in that offense.
Oh, yeah, he's stepping right in, I think.
I mean, you've got, so as far as fantasy goes, you've got Crowder, Perriman, Mims. Out of those three guys, who do you like? They're all going 10th to 12th round.
Probably Perriman. I'm done with Jamison Crowder.
So you're not going Crowder, even though, like, Darnold loved Crowder?
I'm done with
I kind of
him.
like Crowder, man. 10th round.
I-
He doesn't have that ceiling, though.
He doesn't have that ceiling, and I don't know. I just think this is the year where Jamison Crowder's just like I don't know. The wall's just gonna hit him. I just have a feeling.
Between Perriman and Mims, I would probably take Mims. They're both new to the offense, and I would rather take the guy. I think Mims has got more special talent than Perriman does. So I would take the risk on Mims.
I think he does too. I just think Perriman been in the league long enough. Like I think he might be up to speed. Like
he might understand an NFL playbook quicker and just
I think Baylor. It's just
I can see that.
5 wide receiver sets, go run some routes. Like
I could see that definitely. Sam Darnold 10th round.
I'm not taking him.
No Sam Darnold 10th round. Le'Veon Bell 2nd round. No, I'm in agreement on both of these right now. Chris Herndon, flyer range.
Love the guy's talent.
He was hyped up last year.
He was, and then it just all fell apart. He was never healthy. He had that drug suspension. Like, I was like, come on, like the guy.
Are you watching for him?
I am.
Are you going to draft him at all or no?
I will in a late round flyer. If nobody takes him.
Do you take like 2 tight ends ever, or what do you do?
I usually never do, but.
We'll save that for the draft commandments. Yeah. We're going to do just a sneak preview for you guys. Draft commandments, the do's and do nots. That might be something you sneak on the do's and do nots. So we'll skip that question for now. But Herndon, I kind of like Herndon in flyer range. Friendly finish. It's that time. You go ahead. I asked first question last time. You go ahead and fire away.
All right. Since we've been in this quarantine for God knows, feels like forever. What is the one thing you miss doing most that like you can't do anymore?
The one thing I miss doing most that I cannot do anymore. I mean, honestly, like probably going to like a sporting event right now, like baseball game, football game coming up. Like maybe we don't end up going to a football game, so going to a sporting event.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Question for you now. If you got to wish for 3 things on an island, what would you wish for?
It's going to be pretty random.
So you're going to have the essentials. So like you got water, you got like pineapple and stuff like that. Like and let's say you got a tent and a fire.
Okay.
All right, 3 things.
I want cable television cuz I still want to watch football. And then I want my friends.
Okay.
Like I want to talk to people.
So you're going to have cable television, your friends.
Last one, I want a fridge stocked with beer. Like that's it.
That's all you need.
That's all I need.
You have recreated society for yourself.
I'm good with it.
That'll do it for this show, guys. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, help support the channel. Comment below any thoughts on this show, any future content you'd like to see. Until next time, peace.